By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to handle the slow, heavy burn of being a stepmom and how to find your energy again. If this topic speaks to you, comment, share, and subscribe so we can keep you updated regularly. What if the bad mood or lack of patience you've been experiencing isn't just you, but a critical warning sign you're ignoring? This video reveals the hidden red flags of stepmom burnout, from emotional exhaustion to resentment, and the crucial strategies to prioritize yourself and flourish within your blended family. This isn't about being a perfect stepmom. It's about being a whole and healthy human being inside this incredibly complex role. It's about learning to honor your own needs so you have the strength and grace to show up for your family. To join a community of people learning to live and love with more courage, stay connected here. The journey can feel lonely, but you don't have to walk it by yourself, and sharing our stories is one of the most powerful ways to connect. We often enter the role of a stepmom with our hearts wide open, full of hope and a genuine desire to build a beautiful, blended family. We bring our love, we bring our time, we bring our energy, ready to create connection and stability. But this role doesn't come with a clear job description. It is a path forged through trial and error, a landscape of nuanced relationships and unwritten rules. Trying to find your place without overstepping, loving children who have another mother, supporting a partner through their parenting journey. The emotional weight can be immense and often carried in silence. We tell ourselves to be patient, to be understanding, to give more. We absorb complicated dynamics, mediate disagreements, manage schedules, often without formal authority or recognition. This emotional labor is invisible work. It's the constant internal calculus of when to speak up, when to stay quiet, when to step in, when to step back. Over time, the energy it takes to hold all of this can drain our reserves, leaving us depleted and unseen. This isn't a story of failure. It's a human story of loving well in a complicated system. Recognizing this is the first courageous step toward change. Recognizing the first whispers of burnout. What if that nagging irritability isn't just you being in a bad mood? What if wanting to be left alone, that shorter fuse, isn't a personality flaw? What if it is something more? A quiet alarm bell that your system is overloaded? This is where burnout often begins, not with a dramatic collapse, but with small, quiet signals we're taught to ignore. We live in a culture that praises handling it all. Especially as stepmoms, the pressure to be the calm, capable center is immense, so we blame ourselves for impatience. We think, I should be more patient. We dismiss these feelings as temporary, failing to see them as valuable data. These emotions are messengers. A need is not being met. Your energetic bank account is running low. Burnout creeps in. Sunday dread. The sigh when asked to do one more thing. Fading enthusiasm. Strung together, a pattern emerges. Growing disconnection from yourself and the very people you want to love. Next time you snap or feel resentment over something small, get curious instead of critical. Ask, what is this feeling really telling me? This shift is revolutionary. It moves you from self-blame to self-inquiry. You might be experiencing burnout, a signal to take compassionate action. Shift the lens. Your feelings are feedback, not failures. Listening to them is how you begin to heal. It is fundamentally important to draw a clear line between being tired and being burned out. Being tired is normal. After a long day, a hard workout, or poor sleep. Tiredness has a straightforward solution. Rest. You can still imagine feeling better. Burnout is deeper depletion. Chronic emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion from prolonged stress. With burnout, rest is not enough. You can sleep long and wake up empty. Burnout is a crisis of the spirit, feeling like you have nothing left to give, even to yourself. Running on fumes makes the smallest demand feel insurmountable. Cynicism and detachment creep in. You feel distant and negative about a role that once fulfilled you. You go through the motions, disconnected from your own life. It's a protective mechanism against further depletion. It's a survival response to being chronically overwhelmed and undersupported. You might feel like a fraud or a failure. Your efforts never feel like enough. A painful cycle forms. Try harder, get more exhausted, feel less effective. This is soul-level weariness that rest alone cannot touch. Irritability and a short temper show up over spilled milk or shoes in the hallway. Anger that feels disproportionate, followed by guilt. A lingering sadness settles like a gray blanket. Activities that once brought joy now feel heavy. You grieve a simpler life, personal time, and sometimes the idealized family you held in your heart. You smile at pickup, cheer at soccer, cook dinner, but feel like you're playing a part. The demand to be always patient, always loving, always supportive fuels self-criticism. You start turning down invitations, avoiding calls, retreating to your room to conserve dwindling resources. Isolation deepens the feeling of being alone and cuts you off from support. The physical symptoms are real. Persistent headaches from constant mental load. Perpetual tension. Shoulders up, jaw tight, aches that won't release. Your body holding the stress. Sleep disturbances keep you from deep, restorative rest, leaving you drained even after 8 hours. Hobbies, movement, even libido diminish. Not laziness, but depletion. Your body conserves energy for essentials only. Resentment is a silent poison. It starts as a tiny ember of unfairness. You clean up alone. Plans are made without you, yet you're expected to execute them. You enforce a rule, then get undermined. Small annoyances collect. They pile up. The unmet expectation of partnership and appreciation becomes kindling. When you're deep in burnout, a life overhaul feels overwhelming. The good news? Small changes help. The path back is paved with small, consistent, compassionate actions. First, name what is happening. Look in the mirror and say, I am experiencing burnout. Naming turns heaviness into a solvable problem. Track your stress signals for 1 week, what drained you, and what gave you a sliver of energy back. Arguing about homework drained me. A 5-minute walk gave me peace. This is data, not judgment. Add micro rituals. 1 song in the car, tea without your phone, 3 deep breaths before rising. These tiny acts tell your nervous system, I matter, my well-being matters. Identify limits. Burnout thrives without boundaries. Write 1 thing you're no longer willing to do. Example limits. Not being solely responsible for laundry. Not mediating every sibling squabble. Use clear, kind I statements. I feel exhausted and unseen when I clean the kitchen alone. I need us to clean together for 15 minutes each night. A boundary is a line to protect your well-being, your time, energy, and emotional space. For example, after 9 p.m., I'm off chores and big conversations so I can restore. You're not responsible for others' reactions. State needs clearly and hold the line. Weave anchors of calm into your day. 5 quiet minutes before the house wakes. Add a midday reset to break the stress cycle. End with a cutoff time and a 2-line reflection. 1 drain, 1 life-giving moment.